There is no life form on this planet that is more sexual than a human being. If you observe the animal kingdom and how they reproduce, none of them seem to be enjoying the act of reproduction. Maybe chimpanzees, apes, and other more evolved animal life forms, they may be enjoying it to a greater extent. However, there is no other life form on this planet that is more sexual than a human being. And there's a reason for this. You see, at the base of our spine, the Muladhara, that's the red chakra at the base of the spine, coiled up there is a energy known as the Kundalini Shakti. During intercourse, that Kundalini Shakti energy rises up and reaches the crown chakra. This is the violet ray energy, and it reaches from the base of the spine to the crown. And during the orgasmic climax, that energy then comes down. So it reaches the peak and then it comes down. And this is what allows us to enjoy, this is what allows human beings to enjoy intercourse more than any other life form on this planet. You see, those who are in deep meditation are experiencing multiple orgasmic states of consciousness without needing someone else to perform that with. So when you see the yogi up in the mountain meditating, turning within, he's experiencing multiple orgasmic states that are beyond intercourse. And it's hard for most people to believe because they haven't experienced that state. So when you see that yogi meditating for hours, turning within, absolutely still, he's actually experiencing states of orgasmic consciousness far beyond what you can get through sexual intercourse. And what is happening is this: he is essentially taking the sexual energy and transforming it into spiritual energy. Yoga is essentially an alchemical process of transforming the sexual energy into spiritual energy. And our sexual energy is the primary driving force within us. It allows us to do many things. It allows us to create many beautiful things. Every beautiful thing that you see on this planet that was created by human beings is an expression of sexual energy, because our sexual energy is actually creative energy, because it's the closest to the source of creation. It creates life. It can be used to produce a child. It can be used to produce art, because when it's keyed up, when that sexual energy is keyed up to a higher vibration through the mind, that's when we can create art, literature, music, and so on. All of that is an expression of sexual energy, but that sexual energy is keyed up to a higher state, which allows one to create this art, this music, literature, and so on. And every invention made, every single invention that was made by human beings is an expression of sexual energy. That sexual energy is transformed and it is used to create something. This is known as sexual transmutation. That's why you'll notice a lot of creative people, a lot of scientists and inventors, their sexual energy is actually being channeled into their work. And it is a higher state of experiencing this energy. So it is not only used for reproduction, it can be used and transformed. It can be transmutated into something else and expressed into the creative process. But the highest peak of this sexual energy is through meditation, because through meditation, that energy can be transformed and you can experience higher orgasmic states of consciousness. And there's a process to this. It's called brahmacharya. So what the brahmachari does is he transforms the sexual energy through his spiritual discipline. He takes the sexual energy that's in him, and through spiritual discipline, he transforms it. An alchemical transformation happens, and it allows him to experience these higher states of consciousness, these orgasmic states of consciousness, without the need of intercourse. So that's why a lot of yogis and monks and so on are celibate, because they no longer need to have intercourse, because the experience that they have within themselves is far greater than anything they can find outside of themselves. Okay, peace.